So this just arrived in the mail today, and this is, well, a call button, except we are missing a few things. In fact, a lot of things. Now there's a little bit more to it than just this. There's also this small little bag, which includes some hardware. So we've got these 2 jewel lights, both a red and a green. There's also this little washer and some little screws and washers. So each of these little jewel lights would sit in the top and the bottom. So these would sit in here, and then this ring would sit in here, and then these screws would hold the ring down. And then turning it over, this is what it looks like with the jewels in it. Looks really cool. However, we're missing the button and a button contact. So if you've been watching these videos for quite a while now, you might remember the project I did a couple years ago where I took a Kone button and turned it into a fully working fixture. The only thing I was provided was a plate and a button, nothing else. And I had to get creative with how I was going to make it. So I designed and 3D printed a part for it, put it all together, and it's a fully working fixture now, which is really cool. So I'm gonna be doing something similar to that project with this, with designing and 3D printing a new button contact. So there's 3 main things I have to design and print for this. The first being the lamp holders. So the jewels, like I said before, sit inside the little hole there, and then this ring sits down to hold them in place, obviously with a screw here to hold the ring in. So what I was thinking for lighting is replace the ring with a 3D printed ring, but instead of just the ring on the side, there'll be a little bit that holds an LED. So we can stick an LED in here and kind of direct it down into the light, and it's just one piece. I sit it in here and I tighten it down. Now as for the button, I have to print 2 parts to it. First is the button cap. So there'll be a button cap that goes in here. And then I'll need to design some sort of contact. And I'm actually thinking about designing it very similar to a Montgomery contact. I think it's kind of appropriate considering the person that has sent me this is kind of a Montgomery freak. I wonder who that is. I'm gonna do the same idea with the metal disc that comes up and pushes against some other metal contacts, and then have some screws on the side to easily connect wires to. I'll have to make some of these small little metal pieces, but I think this will actually work out in the end. So that's pretty much all I can do right now until I start designing a button contact. So I'll show you the design that I come up with when it's ready. Right, so my 3D printed parts are now put in, so I have a working button along with a contact. I went ahead and put a couple wires on each one to make everything easy to hook together. So at this point, I just need to secure this red one, wire it all to my contact, and then it should be fully working. Alright, here we have the finished product. The battery holder would be mounted to the back, but I'm not going to be shipping this with the batteries in it. So we're just having it on there temporarily, but let's see how this thing looks. So you can see here when I push the buttons in, both of the little jewels light up, and it looks really cool. Considering this was just a plate with no contacts, no lights, no nothing, now that it's fully working, and it looks really cool. Here it is with the lights off, it's much brighter. So that is all for this project. Hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of how I turned this plate into a fully working call station. I'm super happy with the way it came out, but now I gotta pack this thing up in a box and ship it back to its owner, who happens to be kind of a nerd.